Right bracket chapter 4. Enoch, creator of a nation. In that time Enoch resolved to separate himself from the sons of men, and to secrete himself as at first in order to serve the Lord. Book of Jasher 3:17. In the Bible it is written that Enoch was one of those rare men who was worthy to walk with God. From the writings of Moses, Enoch said, I stood upon the mount, I beheld the heavens open, and I was clothed upon with glory, and I saw the Lord, and he stood before my face, and he talked with me, even as a man talketh one with another, face to face. Moses 7:4. Thus Enoch became one of the choice prophets of the Lord, a man who knew and understood the mind and will of God. Yet, the doctrine of segregation continued through the righteous posterity of Seth down to the time of Enoch. From the Pearl of Great Price we read, And the Lord called his people Zion, because they were of one heart and one mind, and dwelt in righteousness, and there was no poor among them. And Enoch continued his preaching in righteousness unto the people of God. And it came to pass in his days that he built a city that was called the city of holiness, even Zion. And it came to pass that Enoch talked with the Lord, and he said unto the Lord, Surely Zion shall dwell in safety forever. But the Lord said unto Enoch, Zion have I blessed, but the residue of the people have I cursed. Moses 7:18-20. Right bracket Then the Lord let Enoch see the land where the descendants of Cain lived, and he said, And none other people shall dwell there but the people of Canaan. Again the law of segregation between the people of God and the Canaanites was enforced. Furthermore, it was shown Enoch that the Lord shall curse the land with much heat, and the barrenness thereof shall go forth forever, and there was a blackness came upon all the children of Canaan, that they were despised among all people. Moses 7:8. Enoch was a man endowed with the power of God, for we read that he could speak the word of the Lord and the earth trembled, or he could turn rivers of water out of their course, or make the mountains fall before him. Yet when he preached the word of the Lord, he went forth among all the people, save it were the people of Canaan. Enoch saw that the people were a mixture of all the seed of Adam, save it was the seed of Cain, for the seed of Cain were black, and had not place among them. From these writings it is said that the glory of the Lord was upon his people. And the Lord blessed the land, and they were blessed upon the mountains, and upon the high places, and did flourish. Moses 7:17. From the forgotten book of Eden, it is written that the children of Cain looked up from below, and saw the children of Seth, and they called to them to come down to them, but they refused to go down. Then Satan appeared to Jonan, one of the children of Cain, and explained a way to entice some of the people of God to come down from the mountain. When Jed, a prophet of God, heard of Satan's plans and temptations to the segregated children of Seth, he stood in the midst of them, and adjured them by the blood of Abel the just, Let not one of you go down from this holy and pure mountain, in which our fathers have ordered us to dwell. O my good and innocent and holy children, know that when once you go down from this holy mountain, God will not allow you to return again to it. Adam and Eve 20:25-26. Jed also warned them that if they broke that commandment, they shall no longer be called children of God, but children of the devil. Enoch also stood in the midst and warned them that if they went down among the children of Cain, they would never return. But many of them went down, and when they looked at the daughters of Cain, at their beautiful figures, Satan caused them to be inflamed with the fire of sin. Then God was angry with them because they had come down from glory, and had fallen into the defilement of sin. You know they had Methodists, Presbyterians, Baptists, etc. in Enoch's time, or a lot of religious professors like them. Perhaps they did not call them by those names, but they assembled together their armies, the same as armies have been assembled against us, and will be again. And some of you will help to do it, and teach your children to do it. Now, the wicked assembled against the people of God, and Enoch rose up in the power and spirit of the living God, and prophesied, and the mountains shook, whilst the people trembled and fled afar off, because of the power of God that was with him. And the power of God will be with Israel today if Israel will serve God, but if we pander to iniquity, evil and corruption, we will have to abide the consequences. John Taylor, J.D. 22:303. From the life and testimony of Enoch we learn several important lessons. 1. That the Canaanites were not preached to or given the priesthood. 2. That God forbade marriage and social integration with them. And 3. When people arose to break down these two principles, God arose to protect them by destroying their enemies. The might and power of God was miraculously bestowed upon Enoch and his people, while they remained segregated and obedient. When men broke those rules and commandments, they suffered the wrath of God and destruction.